What's up guys, Chris with Killer Arcade Games here. Today we're going to look at some more old kind of, I guess, prototype footage of Killer Instinct. Funny enough, this prototype footage is actually from the AMOA Expo that I don't know if it still goes on. The American, I don't really know what that stands for. I have to look it up while editing and maybe put it in here. But that took place in 1994, probably right before Killer Instinct released to arcades, which is why I'm so surprised that the footage that we're seeing in this, it's so old school, because Killer Instinct is listed to have released on October 31st, 1994, which, fun fact, is my birthday. That would have been my 11th birthday. But anyway, this footage is from September. The event also took place in San Antonio, Texas, which is where I lived, but I had no idea this event was even going on because I was only 10 and the internet didn't really exist at the time, so I would have never known this was coming through town. But it's cool to know Killer Instinct was shown as a prototype in my hometown, and yeah, I played it probably later that year when it hit arcades locally here. Some of this footage is rough, by the way. It's taken by someone's handheld camera. I'm using someone else's video from YouTube. I will link to the video in the description if you want to check it out. There's stuff that I've edited out. I've only cut to the Killer Instinct stuff, which I just found to be the most interesting. This is clearly old prototype footage of the cabinet. Cinder is named Meltdown in this version. The character select screen is a little bit different. And the attract mode, which we could see just a little bit of at the end, is definitely different. So I thought I'd just show you guys this video real quick and talk about some of the differences. Let's go ahead and start now. Alright, so for most of this video I'm going to cut the sound, but at this very beginning part I'm going to leave it in because there's two different things that you don't normally see on the arcade game, which is when they go to do the finish him moment, or where your character is standing there stunned at the end and you can do a finishing move, it actually says show no mercy, which it does not say in the later releases, as you probably know. Another thing to look out for is Spinal's laugh is a little bit different on his Supreme Victory video that plays right after that, so listen carefully to it. And pay attention to John Parrish, who's in the crowd. He is dressed up like TJ Combo. If you don't know who John Parrish is, he's the guy who plays Jax in Mortal Kombat. I just thought it was cool they dressed him up like TJ Combo. And I gotta show you one other thing as we get going. Okay, we're zooming in. I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna use the mouse. Hopefully you can see the mouse. This is like a Killer Instinct console kind of thing. It's basically just the controls. They've themed it. It looks like they've themed it as Killer Instinct. This is really the only shot of it we get as far as I know. But the Nintendo logo is on the side. The controls are there. The screen is a bigger screen that's on the back wall. You'll see it in just a second. There's John Parrish. Okay, so you should have heard right there, show no mercy. I'll insert the sound clip right here.
Show no mercy.
So that sound clip was actually found in the arcade's files, and I've actually had it for a while, but it was interesting to know that they did use it at some point. I knew that, but it was cool to see it here. Next, you should hear Spinal's crazy laugh after the fatality. Okay, so I really hope it actually played, because I can't hear it. I don't know if I said that earlier, but the way it's playing right now, I can't hear it, so I'm just going off memory. But he makes kind of like a wah-ha, wah-ha at the beginning, which is really, really weird. I'm kind of glad that they removed it and just looped his laugh, because that was odd. It sounded like a donkey or something, but anyway, sorry for the text over the screen. That's just how this video was. It's in Spanish anyway. I can make sense of a little bit of it. Take a look at this character select screen, and this is where I'm actually going to turn the sound down. Actually, I'm going to leave it on here because I can't remember if this is where they say meltdown or not, but you can see the characters aren't spinning. It's like a sprite of the character just standing there, and it's cool, but I do like the spinning characters more.
Meltdown, Spinal.
So there you go. You would have heard, hopefully you were able to hear him say meltdown. I'm going to cut the sound now so it's not just this obnoxious noise. And we've got the typical versus screen. The gameplay is still pretty similar. The ready was different there. You'll see it a couple more times as the video goes on. Once again, I did not film this clearly, and this was different times when stabilization was bad and cameras weren't that great in general. But you can kind of see the game plays very similar to how it ended up. The numbers at the top for the score are definitely a different font or just larger in general. Orchid's rooftop looks a little bit different to me. I think it's normally more of a reddish color, but you can still see, you'll see it in a second. You'll see the Ultra 64 in the background. There's the Ready logo. It comes out different font, and you know, animation's a little bit different all the way around. Combos are still the same pretty much. I did find something odd about a combo later, but it is the prototype, so it's very possible the combo readouts weren't working properly, or the callouts, I mean. So, Saber Wolf versus Spinal here. Clearly nobody was that skilled of a player on this. Of course, this game's not easy to learn. Someone does do an ultra combo later, and I never hear the announcer say ultra combo. I don't know if they hadn't recorded it at the time or hadn't inserted it into the game, but weird that it was not in there. Yeah, show no mercy again there. Okay, you can't hear it, but that's what happened there. There's something I want to point out. Let me back it up. Winner, no qualification. Game over, no qualification. So I guess that was them saying you don't get to put your initials in, but I just thought that was an interesting way to do it. Personally, I'm kind of glad they took that away. And here we have Spinal Stage. So if you look, the only thing that's really different about this stage that I can think of is I think it's missing those little wooden doors in the corner here, and this is usually a red color, this top that's on there. Now it's possible, no, I was gonna say it's possible it is red there, but yeah. I just don't think we can see it very well. It is being recorded from a TV screen. Looks like one of those old school rear projection screens too. It's probably why we're not getting the refresh rate on it, or the refresh lines that usually pop up on old cameras. Uh-oh, we got a button. We got a spammer right there. So, okay, let me back that up. I'm going to turn the sound on. You can see it shows two separate combos there. Two separate combo callouts pop up, like it's doing a super combo twice. Let's play it with sound. Okay, so clearly something wasn't finished there, or maybe the game was reading that as two separate combos. It was very weird, but it does it again later on. I don't think it actually says super combo twice, but something was odd there. Jago's fireball looked a little strange there too. Let me back that up really quickly. I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoy nerding out as much as I do about this stuff. Let's go slow motion here. So his fireball looks a little chunky there. It could be the camera the way it's recording it, but it looks chunkier rather than being like an orb with a glow around it. But it could just be the same, and it could be the camera. Look at this spammer. Whoever this guy is was a major spammer. Let me get that off the screen. And here you'll see the combo come up twice again. It showed master and then super combo, which is weird. It did it again there. Could be just a glitch. Here's the ultra combo. Let me turn the sound on. If you'll notice there, the ultra combo finished. No ultra combo yell out or call out as far as I know. Again, I can't hear it currently, but I watched this right before doing this video to refresh myself, and I did not hear an ultra combo, at least at a later point, but he does still say show no mercy. Almost as if you could do the ultra, then stop, and then do a finisher. Pretty interesting. Everything looks pretty much the same here. It still says Kev Bayless Vehicle Service, I think. Or is it Kevin Bayless's? It's the guy, one of the... Oh, here we got another ultra. All right, let me back it up so we can hear it with sound really quick. I know for sure he doesn't say it here. So the gameplay is not terribly exciting. Oh, wait a minute. We do have a wooden door back there on that side. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the wooden door things aren't at every corner. It's funny how I've played this game for, you know, countless hours, hundreds of, maybe thousands of hours by now, and it's possible I still can't remember exactly where everything is. I did notice one other thing is the stage fatalities where they can fall off the rooftops do not seem to exist in this version. They can get hit near it. They never seem to fall off. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Here we got TJ combo. Nothing's terribly exciting about the gameplay. It's just cool to see the old footage. It does say Meltdown up there at the top by Cinder, where Cinder's name should be. Cinder, just in case you don't know, seemed to have like, let's see, Meltdown, Pyrotech, and Heat Shade. He had 3 different names before they landed on Cinder, so he's technically had 4 names. I'll play the clips here. So he had Meltdown, which we heard earlier here. He had Pyrotech, and he had Heat Shade.
Heat Shade.
Which is a very weird one, by the way. Heat Shade, it kind of sounds like the announcer saying Pete Shave or something, but it's a good thing they switched to Cinder, I think. Not much is terribly exciting about this clip. One thing I do want to point out at the end is when we get to see TJ Combo's Supreme Victory video that plays. Normally when he punches the screen, it sounds like it has a lot of kick. It could also just be from the camera not picking up the bass very well. But I want you guys to at least see that so you can see how different it sounds. It sounds like there's a punch sound, but it's pretty weak. I'm going to turn the volume up for you. So yeah, it's very possible the microphone just didn't pick it up very well, but it sounded like they beefed that punch up later in the game. And the credits, by the way, instead of being a single digit, they're 00 here, which is interesting. So there's really not much else here to see. I'm actually going to skip ahead now and show you guys the attract mode, which I thought was pretty interesting. Here it is. So I'm going to turn the sound back on for this, by the way. A few things you'll notice right away are the attract mode's out of order from what it normally is, and the teaser, which is available for your home in 1995 only on Nintendo Ultra 64, is shortened. So we'll give it that a listen really quickly. Got the Rare logo as usual. So that was shortened quite a bit. Available only on Nintendo Ultra 64. I guess they didn't know that when it was going to be released potentially, and they just wanted to show something. You'll also notice the Nintendo logo usually comes first. Instead, it comes after here. So I see why they might have done that, by the way, is as the Nintendo's blowing through, it looks like the Killer Instinct logo spills out of, I guess, where the Nintendo logo came from. I don't know. And if you really look at it that way, I could see why they ordered it that way, but I'm so in love with the real game, or the final version of the game, I can't see it any other way now. So it bothers me that it's out of order. But now let's take a look at this. This is the last little bit of the attract mode we actually get to see. I wish there was more. But instead of it being the normal attract mode, it just shows all the Supreme Victory character videos, one after the other, which I actually kind of like. I kind of wish they'd left something like that in, just as like a character showcase right after you play the game, or right as the game starts. It's going to show you the character showcase, and then it'll go on through and give you each individual character bio. Maybe at the time of making this, they didn't have the bios made for the characters, but I kind of like this. Alright, so that's all the video I have, unfortunately. I wish there was more. Hopefully, if anybody knows of any other prototype videos that are out there, please leave me a link in the comments. I would really like to see it. Unfortunately, it's probably going to get picked up by YouTube's spam filter, but I'll look for that too. So let me know what you guys think of this attract mode. I kind of like the constant character bios. Maybe there's another reason they chose not to do that. It probably has to access the hard drive a lot more often, so maybe they were thinking, longevity-wise, let's maybe slow it down a little and spread it out so it's not video, 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 and loading off the hard drive constantly. But I thought it was cool to show you guys this. I still like the attract mode better. Still swear I'm gonna do my arcade attract modes rating video eventually. It's gonna be a while. I can't figure out a good way to make it to where it's entertaining. So what that is I have this idea of like taking an arcade attract mode, I'll sit here, we'll watch it, maybe even do it live so we can kind of rate it, and I think you guys would be surprised to know that Killer Instinct is not what I consider the most perfect attract mode. I love the game, I just think it could have been done a little bit better. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at the prototype video. If you want to see more about that video, check the link in the description. I will link to the channel who made this. It'll take you right to their video and you can watch it there. Well, if you did enjoy this video, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of this prototype version. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more arcade content. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.